Why do you need an ambulance?
Because my son is on the floor. He got shot.
Who shot him? Where is your son in the house?
At the ambulance.
What do you need? We gotta get him out! What do you need, bro?
There's somebody else in here.
Who else is in there?
I don't know,
July 25th, 2021, 1 p.m. The Kern County Sheriff's Office receives a panicked call from a woman explaining an extremely distressing situation. From outside the home, a caller could hear gunshots firing and a man yelling and arguing with a woman inside. She informed officers that there were 4 people inside the home that she knew of. Deputies were immediately dispatched, and while on the way, 911 received more calls where shooting and screaming could be heard in the background. In 5 minutes, officers were on scene outside the Wasco, California home. They spoke quickly to the caller, then several officers made their way over to the reported house. Unbeknownst to them, they were walking directly into a deadly situation. Before the officers could even step onto the driveway of the home, the suspected gunman comes to the front window of the home and sends a clear message to the officers not to come any closer.
Control on Wasco, too clear for a plate. Oh! Hey!
Deputy Shin here, as well as the other deputies present, managed to avoid being hit, but this would just be the beginning of a very violent confrontation that would eventually end in bloodshed. After the shots were fired, officers immediately put in a request for both California Highway Patrol and SWAT to assist with the armed and dangerous individual. They arrived a short while later and began arranging how to best approach the home in order to prevent any harm to their team or the suspect's family inside. While the tactical officers were outside strategizing, the suspect was inside the home making a few phone calls.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Yes, I need an ambulance, please.
What's the address?
1780.
And what is your name?
Jose.
Jose? Why do you need an ambulance?
Because my son is on the floor. He got shot.
Who shot him?
I don't know.
Okay, how old is your son? Where was he shot?
So let the ambulance come. Bye.
Okay, wait, Jose?
Yes.
Jose, I need to transfer you to the ambulance, okay? Where is your son in the house?
At the ambulance.
I know, they're on their way. But I need to know where in the house he is.
Well, right here, but there's some other people, but I need the paramedics to get him and come and get him.
Okay, they're driving there as fast as they can.
Okay, bye.
Wait, hold on. Where in the house is he? Is he in the living room, in the kitchen?
Who officers were speaking to, and ultimately standing off, was 41-year-old Jose Ramirez. He's heard here calling emergency services himself to report his son being shot. But the reality of the situation was actually much worse. What the officers didn't know is that by that time, Jose's entire family had already been slain. He shot and killed the mother of his children, 42-year-old Vivian, then both of his sons, 24-year-old Jose and 17-year-old Angel, shortly before police had arrived.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Yes, please send an ambulance.
They're on their way, Jose. Where are you? Okay, I've got the address. Where are you?
There's somebody else in here.
Who else is in there?
I don't know, but
Jose, have you been drinking or doing drugs today?
No, I haven't doing none of that.
Okay, what happened?
In the ambulance.
They are driving. They are driving as fast as they can. I've got them driving, okay?
Okay.
The officers outside are still unknowingly trying to save the victims inside, as they begin the process of trying to talk Jose down.
Jose Ramirez, the Kern County Sheriff's Office SWAT team. You should come out of the residence with the hands up. The ambulance is out here waiting for you.
But this encounter has reached threat levels that the officers don't even realize at this point. The fact that Jose killed his family indicates that 1. He doesn't care who he kills, and 2. He has nothing left to lose. Unfortunately, the gunman likely doesn't plan to surrender at all, but rather take as many people down with him as possible.
Jose Ramirez, we know you need help. We want to help you. We know that people are hurt inside.
After almost 2 hours of unsuccessful attempts to draw Jose out of the house, it became clear that he wasn't going to stand down, and police have to go in to get him. But the suspect didn't intend on just letting them walk in. As SWAT members began creeping closer to the home, Jose began firing shots at them, initiating a shootout between him and the police.
Control on Wasco David 2. I believe we have an officer down. An officer down. Yeah, there's an officer down. He's an officer down behind the car up front. Control on Wasco David 2. Apron on, officer down. We need medical aid to move up. We'll bring him out. Come back. What do you need? We gotta get him out! What do you need, bro? Take him to the ambulance. Get him back! I'm coming up! It's right there next to you. Get out. Roger! Hey, I'm moving over. Hold on. Hey, I'm moving to you. You're hitting.
No, we're shooting. Get him out. Get up. You're hit twice. Get up.
I got the...
We need that vehicle. We need a vehicle now.
No, you're out. You're hitting your chest.
2 officers, Deputy Philip Campus and Senior Deputy Desander Guerrero, were shot by the suspect. SWAT desperately dragged their comrades to safety and tried to perform life-saving maneuvers, while other officers provided cover and an ambulance made its way to the scene. Not long after, the 2 injured deputies were picked up by paramedics and transported to the hospital. 2 other officers were also injured by shrapnel but elected to stay and continue on. Another 3.5 hours pass, a total of 5.5 hours since officers first responded to the scene. Around 6:30 p.m., Jose finally exits the home, but not in the way officers anticipated. A police helicopter captures footage of Jose, armed with a handgun and a rifle, exiting a side door of his home and climbing onto the roof. But he wasn't able to fire a single shot. Mere seconds after making it up to the top of the house, officers began unloading their weapons at the suspect. A moment later, Jose was hanging halfway off the roof, dead from multiple gunshot wounds. Officers entered the home to extract the hostages, and only to be met with the horrifying truth. 2 victims were deceased inside the home, and 1 was deceased in the yard, gunned down as he was trying to escape. They wouldn't be Jose's only victims. Of the 2 officers who were shot and taken to the hospital, Deputy Campus, Marine veteran and 5-year-long member of the Kern County Sheriff's Office, would sadly pass away later at the hospital. When all was said and done, 5 people, including the shooter, were dead as a result of the Wasco incident. Years later, Deputy Campus is still remembered and highly regarded throughout Kern County, especially by the adolescents he'd impacted so heavily. and of course, the Kern County Sheriff's Office. In early 2023, his memory was honored with the establishment of the Kern County Sheriff's Office Philip Campus Memorial Interchange along Highway 65, as well as with a memorial at the Sheriff's Office, one next to the courthouse, and a star bearing his name at the Fox Theater.